I asked people to recommend me books they didn't like, and now I'm reading them. Book 12 of the challenge was Blood over Brighthaven, and I read 245 pages today, which, yes, indeed, was the entirety of the rest of the book. And you know, I really had every intention of not being a cave troll today. I got ready, I put on makeup, and I was going to go read at one of my favorite indie bookstores. But I was like, you know what, let me eat some lunch before I go, and I'll just read a few chapters while I eat. No. 3 hours later, I'm still sitting on my couch. I never finished my lunch, but I did finish the book. Oh, I fucking loved it. I loved it. 5 stars. For the book, for the reading experience. I'm a little tempted to give it 6, honestly, but I am going to take Ashley's suggestion and do a full 7 Elements review on any book that's 5 stars, so we will see how I feel after that. This was an absolute roller coaster of a reading experience. The prejudice, the ego, the privilege of the characters and the world in this book ran very deep. Reading the defensive tirades of the men in charge was disgusting. Reading Siona's tirades, especially in the beginning, was disgusting. But it was deeply satisfying to see how that same defensiveness, that lust for power, that utter disregard for anybody that the men of the city deemed inferior, became the thing that would bring about the blood over their Brighthaven. I stand by what I said about the rules of this magic, especially now knowing how it ended. It was fucking fascinating. Fascinating and more. A lot more. But I don't want to say too much because spoilers. I will say that the character growth in this book, especially for Siona and Tomil, was amazing. Both of them were victims of oppression. Siona from the patriarchy, and Tomil from Siona and her people. What both of them needed was somebody who would just treat them like a person, that they could learn from and that they could teach, who could show them a world with potential and hope and people worth caring about, that people can change, and that knowing people can change you too, to redefine what their legacies are, even if that means that the new world is going to look radically different than they may have once imagined. I cried at the end, so maybe it was a good thing that I ended up reading this at home. I can't believe that this is all we get. Like, what the fuck do you mean that we don't get any more than this? So now we're on to book 13. Lucky number 13. Hopefully. Okay! All the Colors of the Dark by Chris Whitaker. This was actually just gifted to me by Nikki, so Nikki, thank you so much. This is going to be book 13. This book was on the wheel 3 times. It was on the 2.0 list once for a grand total of 4. I don't know anything about this book. I'm going in totally blind, so based on what you know about me and how I read, do you think this is going to be trash or treasure? Poll is on the screen.